Well, good morning. February 15, 2022. Gypsy's already been out. We've already had a coffee or two. It's just about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I want to let everybody know. Valentine's is over. It was bittersweet. It was a good day for me. Very relaxing. I enjoyed it. Didn't have to deal with any males except for Jesus. He's pretty cool, though. Got a lot of stuff done. To include a protection from harassment served. Just in the nick of time, my volunteers went and got the paperwork because for some reason the devil is trying to hinder me from doing it on the computer with assistance because I don't use a computer. I have ADA rights of a pacemaker. So with all of you little officials out there, when you make a phone call or you answer a phone and you hear somebody on the other end, or you are the one on the other end, being made aware or making it aware that you have a medical condition and that your ADA rights come into play. And that other person on the other line, like say, for example, at the courthouse yesterday, they don't know what people's rights are. They keep on violating them. The only person that seems to know what they're doing in that court system in Skowhegan, Maine is Cheryl. She's been there long enough to know. The rest of them, I got no use for, okay? That includes Robert Washburn because, you see, when I first recognized how important my surname is, being a Howes, and how much of an embarrassment it is that I had the last name Crossan, that wasn't my given name. My blood is my name. I'm a Howes. And I don't care who likes it and who fucking doesn't. Who wants it on paper and who doesn't. Mr. Robert Washburn, the probate judge, used to be the attorney for Jeff Keaton. Conflict of interest, he shouldn't have heard it anyways. But he did. And before he heard it, they had to reset it because, why? They didn't have the date saved. I got the paperwork to prove it. In the recording, I've asked for it from the court and they refuse it. So none of my cases can be heard in Skowhegan because it's a conflict of interest, you see. They can't be heard in Waterville because Michaela Murphy is a conflict of interest from back in the day. I don't know if she had a crush on Jeff or what. But anybody that's had problems with Robert Washburn or Michaela Murphy, I ask you to come forward. I'll help you. I have sued Pat Danasenko Washburn. That would be one of the reasons why nobody wants to represent me, other than the fact that the attorneys in this area, I got something on every one of them that I can tell you. Especially Anthony Schuster, okay? And then you got a couple more. We'll get to them. We're going to start picking up the pieces and opening up the doors. All these skeletons are going to come out. Why? Because it is 2022 and it's time that we stand up. Defend you and make change for us. Make this country great again. And so with that being said, when the Anson Town Hall office, employees, administration, staff, fire department, fucking volunteers, all decided to conspire, condemn, and burn me out of my home. You see, they went to my uncle's daughter. My uncle being in prison. I call him my uncle because I knew him as my uncle my whole fucking life. And I got that right. I earned that badge and he earned that badge of having me as his niece. So with that being said, whether you guys like it or not, my uncle has love for me and I have love for my uncle. He never did anything to me. He probably didn't do anything to any of the ones that claimed it either. I was around my uncle as a kid. The one that did something to me was Keith Partridge. And his son doesn't like the fact that I brought it to light. I don't give a fuck. Your daddy shouldn't have been a fucking pervert. Your daddy shouldn't have been sexually molesting kids. Isn't that right, Daryl? And Pam Partridge? North Anson, Maine? I'm just asking you. What is your issue with me telling what your father did? Did he do it to you and you miss him because he's not doing it to you anymore? Is that what the problem is, Daryl? Just ask him. So, you know, back to Janine Rodriguez. You and I had a conversation the night that your dad got arrested. You called me. You knew that I was sitting right there and seeing the whole goddamn thing happen. We discussed it. You were upset because the doctor wanted your father to be in the care of you. he had made that decision or she had made that decision the same day that your father got arrested. So did you set your father up? I've asked the jail to allow me to visit with my uncle, to set up phone conversations, video. Nothing has been done. They refuse. Those are his ADA rights. So I'm going to call Bangor, and I'm going to call and I'm going to make sure that the disability office and everybody that is involved with the jail system and the court system be investigated, okay? I'm a whistleblower, and I'm bringing it to attention today. I am not going to sit back and let my uncle be abused by these people. You already burned the house. He's been sitting in jail since fucking summertime under false pretenses.
I make it known to you on February 15th,
Here you go, Janine.
2022. I have full intent to file lawsuit for the amount of $75,000 plus punitive damages, emotional damages, distress, and more. On or about the date of December 11, 2021, I was made aware that you signed permission and or paperwork with the town of Anson officials agreeing to condemning and burning the home that I resided in. You, Janine Rodriguez, gave no notification and had full acknowledgement that I lived there, and that your father, Philip Dickey, confirmed to the deputy sheriff from Somerset County Sheriff's Department, May 2, 2021, that I was buying the home, and he identified me as his niece, as you all are aware. Given the fact that I had full intent and everyone knew that I and Philip Dickey had an agreement for me purchasing the home, and during the transition and transaction is when y'all agreed to allow to have Philip frivolously charged again as well as thrown in jail. Due to the nature of Philip's alleged crime in being a registered sex offender, it's not any doubt that you were in a hurry to burn your father's house. However, it was no longer your father's house after he and I made an agreement, purchase sale agreement, and Timothy Dickey as a witness asked how much I was paying for the home. Not that it was any of his business, but Uncle Philip agreed in front of him. It was a $50,000 sale, and he also asked me to save him a room, as well as he also, and everyone is aware, Philip said in front of witnesses nobody deserved the home more than I did. Due to the obvious frivolous, fictitious, conspired, organized crime in burning, as well as condemning of a home that was obviously lived in, being repaired, and permission given by Philip Dickey to purchase the home, as well as his acknowledgement of me being there, as you know, he was there on a daily basis until he was arrested. I hold you accountable for all that has happened at the home, in the burning of leaving my family and I virtually homeless, depending on organizations and God to do the frivolous acts that you obviously participated in with the Anson Town office in order to condemn and burn the home without notice. Therefore, I again make you aware I am bringing a $75,000 lawsuit plus punitive damages against you and whoever else was involved with being included in upcoming notices. However, on this very day of February 15th, 2022, I will be filing in the area court and sharing all information with the public so that they will all be aware of what you did intentionally out of retaliation. Without a doubt, I have all reason to believe. I clearly make you aware your name is listed and will be submitted in an FBI report, and I have requested investigation into all as a maximum imprisonment for you. Perhaps you can sit beside your father and tell why you
Perhaps he'll get out after they find the truth.
Because you know your father.
Somebody's going to have to hear it.
Never allowed you to lie. That's why you were
I know you all are
always
following it.
in trouble as a kid, because you are a liar. We all know. A tattletale.
It's not just my opinion.
A troublemaker. Isn't that correct, Janine? Isn't that why you would never liked? I believe that's
We would never
why
hang
you
out
went
with her as a
along
kid.
with the other rat bats, and perhaps thought it was funny at the time, but it's not so funny anymore, is it? I make it known.
Now, with that being said, Tammy Murray at the town office of Anson gave permission for somebody to go get all my stuff. Why didn't she tell me that my home was being frivolously condemned and burned and that I could go get my stuff? Is it because they knew that they wouldn't be burning or condemning my home? Is it because the town office knew that if I knew, they would not be removing me from that home because it would come to this? Now it's come to this. So all you taxpayers in Somerset County and the state of Maine, start paying attention now. If your taxes have not been reassessed in the past several years, make sure they're done before you pay your taxes. If your bills have gone up the past month, make sure that you get them audited and investigated. It would be my decision to do, and my opinion and my suggestion. Why? Because your bills are going up because you are paying for the lawsuits that I am bringing against the town of Anson in the state of Maine. And why are you paying higher bills for my lawsuits? Because I made you all aware that they were being scheming and scamming bastards. And you didn't want to listen. Y'all thought it was me. I'm not the problem. The people that you elect and vote in and want in are the problems. Look, all your friends and some of your family members just got busted before Christmas, and then they couldn't provide for their families. Why? Because they worked for the water district for Anson and Madison. All friends of the town office, right? But I'm the bad one? That happened right after you burned my home. But I'm the bad one? Karma. It's not bad karma on me. Every action has a reaction. I wasn't doing anything negative. Everybody knows what I do. I don't have time to commit crime. You all conspired against me. Birds of a feather flock together. Doves, we soar alone. Wind underneath our wings. Okay? I'm not giving up. Here I am. First thing in the morning. Not even daylight out yet. Smile on my face. Why? Because I know what I got going on. So we got Jeff Keaton from Skowhegan. I talked to Cheryl yesterday from the court. Got all that proof coming my way again as a new filing. Because why? In September, he defamed me. He lied and said to Waterville PD, or was it Seth Rolfe that lied, the officer, in his report, but he reports that Jeff reported to him lies about me. Gordon Obert. It's recorded on paperwork. Again, is it Seth Rolfe that lied, or was it Gordon? But either way, both of them are going to be seen in court. Defamation and slander. Who else? Justin Rolfe, Crazy Train Rolfe. You shouldn't have tried. I told you to leave me alone years ago after you did that. And then remember when you came out to Smithfield? Remember that, Justin? When you came out to visit when I was there on vacation visiting? And you wanted to go for a ride? What happened when I tried to get out of the truck, Justin? You might want to talk about that, Justin Crazy Train Rolfe, because if you don't, I'm going to. All you have to do is apologize publicly and make sure that everybody knows that I'm not the liar, but that you've been keeping secrets. Have a great day.